I'm back!
Your turn, Yugi boy.
What is up, guys? This is Olympio coming at you with my first video since I've been to Canada. Many things have happened and changed in the Yu-Gi-Oh world, kinda. The only real difference is the Primal Origin has now been released and now is legal. Adult 1 YCS Philly. So that's quite interesting, but if so wish, I'll speak about that in another video, but I'm not really bothered about that. We all know what happened to YCS Philly. We don't really need to pay much attention to it as such because everyone's playing artifacts and adults, so there's obviously going to be a higher turnout. But that's not what I want to talk about. When I was back, I came back on the Thursday and this was announced. I saw the news that there is a brand new Herald of Perfection, and I kind of hit the roof a little bit because I was so excited when I saw it, and then loads of people inundated me saying that they want me to talk about it, and I was going to talk about it anyway even if no one said anything. So basically I'll go into it if you haven't heard of it. The big Herald of Perfection is now called Herald of Glorious Light. That is the apparent translation. It's a ritual level 12, light, 2000 attack, 3000 defense. Effect reads as follows. Must be ritual summoned and cannot be special summoned by any other ways. You can ritual summon this card with Oracle of the Herald, which I'll go to in a sec. During either player's turn, you can send one fairy from your hand to the graveyard to activate one of the following effects. When your opponent activates a spell, trap, or monster effect, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. So standard Herald effect. But wait, there is more. When your opponent would special summon a monster, negate the special summon, and if you do, destroy the monster. So basically, fuck you Pendulum Summon. This card is kind of like a massive fuck you to a lot of things, and a lot of people have been saying it's completely broken. But I'll go into the actual ritual card first, and then we'll go back to the card. So the ritual card is very standard. It says basically this card can be used to ritual summon Herald of Glorious Light. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to the card's activation. You must also tribute monsters from the hand or the field whose total levels equal 12 or more. It's kind of like Dawn of the Herald, but it has that super poly built-in effect that your opponent can't respond to the actual card's activation on summon. So that makes it really strong, in my opinion, if you do want to use that. But it can be used with Advanced Ritual Art, and that's really important because originally when it came out it said that it couldn't be, but then it was retranslated to say that it could. So I'm kind of not holding my breath just yet because it might be retranslated back and forth, because you never know what answer it may get because it's miles away from us, because it's in the set I think after the Duelist Alliance, something like that. It's one thing that's really interesting that they've actually brought out new Herald cards, and that's one thing I never really thought they would do, because Herald of Perfection has always been a really good card. It's been kind of a very well-rounded card, but rituals are quite difficult to maintain, and if you do play rituals in the deck, you have to dedicate a good amount of your deck towards actually getting them out, or any support or any searching, and it does impact on your consistency for hands and such, because if you play ARA you have to play normals, and then that opens up the possibility of drawing them and having dead hands and dead top decks. But going into the card, is it playable? One reason that it might not be playable is because you need 12 stars and above to summon it, and that's a very steep cost. That's 2 Megamis. That's double what Herald needs now. Made a little bit easier the fact you can use Advanced Ritual Art, so you can search it out with the Manjus, and you can search out the ritual card with obviously with Manju, Senju, 1000 Hands. That kind of makes it a little bit easier to grab from the deck. Problem is that it isn't as easy to get as Herald, so that's one thing that might be a problem. The other thing is just the sheer cost it needs. Well, 12 total stars is a lot, like a hell of a lot. To play it in a deck, you would need to play it in kind of a high level themed deck. The one that springs to mind straight away is Agents, because Agents have quite a lot of level 8s in there. They have the 3 Hyperion and the 3 Arclord Christia, and if you couple it with the Oracle of Herald, all you need is a level 8 and a level 4. So that's not too difficult really, because you could go Manju, search, activate, ditch a Hyperion and Christia, so on and so forth. So it is quite difficult to get out in a sense, but it is possible. But if you look at the reward of summoning it, I'm pretty sure if you summon this, you basically win. And that might be a strong point to say, but look at its effect. The opponent would have to completely destroy your hand. And when you have nothing else, you still have a 3k defender out. Like, that is a lot. Herald of Perfection has 2-8 defense, and that is a big ask for people to get over. Like, that booty is big. And it's always such a difficult thing for people to even get around. Like, there are only a certain amount of cards that can get over it. Lights ones are very good because they have JD, but if you put this out, then JD can't get over it, BLS can't get over it. You know, all these massive monsters that originally Herald of Perfection struggled with a bit, it can no longer struggle with this. It's a very interesting card. It's one that I'm definitely going to be testing, and I hope to fucking God it comes out in Ultimate Rare, because if it doesn't, I'm going to be so angry, because you have to keep it in Ultimate Rare. Otherwise I will be sad. I realised that the last Herald card was in Super. I do not want that to happen again, please, Konami, because it just fits the theme, you know. I wish Herald of Orange was in Ultimate. I would just wish all the cards were in Ultimate. I know all of them are, apart from the Super Rare and the Rare. But alas. Do I think this card's going to be played? Probably not. When it dies down, when the hype dies down, I don't think a lot of people are going to be playing it because it's quite a difficult thing to get out. I'm certainly going to be trying it out and testing it a lot because you know me, I love Herald, and I'm sure you guys who watch the video love Herald as well. And I want to make it work because if you can make this work, you're going to win a lot of your duels just by simply summoning it. And a lot of people are just going to scoop because chances are they're not going to have an out to it unless they completely stop the summon. But if you summon it with Oracle of the Herald, they can't stop it. In closure, the card is good. I'm very looking forward to it. I like what Konami have done with it. I appreciate they've brought out a Herald on steroids, and I really like that they've actually given a bit of love to the Herald fans. So, the card is good. Definitely looking forward to it coming out. Really can't wait until it comes out, but it's going to be a while, so a lot of testing will ensue, and you will see testing on the channel for this, and you'll see different strategies and decks that it can go into. So let me know down in the comment section below what you think of the card. Like, comment, subscribe, and I shall catch you guys later.